Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is interviewing Sarah Kalas, the Chief Financial Officer of the De Beers Group, the world's biggest diamond company by value. Sarah, it's great to chat to you once again. De Beers and Botswana have announced new agreements. These agreements are in principle. Can you give us more insight into these?
So indeed, I've just returned from Botswana and I'm really delighted that we've reached agreement in principle with the government of Botswana. I think it's worth remembering that these are quite complex agreements covering the midstream, but also the upstream, so Botswana arrangements and the extension of the mining license in Botswana. A couple of highlights to pull out. So we've announced the initiation of a fund, Diamonds for Development Fund, and we've committed to put £1 billion pula up front. And this fund is for the development and diversification within Botswana, looking at adjacencies beyond diamonds and potentially into agriculture, climate change, solar development, tourism. And this fund will be managed separately from De Beers and for the benefit of the Botswanan people. As I mentioned, it's the agreement of the new mining license in Botswana, which will run from 2029 for 25 years. And also it's the acknowledgement of the desire by Botswanan to get involved across the value chain within the diamond industry. So an increased role for ODC, an increased opportunity in cut and polishing, an increased opportunity in jewelry manufacturing. So overall, a real opportunity to create more jobs for Botswanan people in Botswana.
And why are they still in principle? You've been talking for so long. If they go beyond principle, what are the implications?
No, so I think, Martin, you'll agree, it's been a really complex negotiation over many years, but we have agreed in principle, and you'll have seen that representatives of the government of Botswana have come out publicly as well. And so we will now proceed to the heads of terms arrangement and then ultimately the long form agreements, which ultimately will have to go to the shareholders of Anglo American, as this is a related party agreement between ourselves and the government of Botswana.
And the involvement of the Botswanan government in Anglo American is also real. I mean, they've got shares in your company, Anglo American, as well.
No, absolutely. So they are a 15% shareholder of De Beers. And so I think this agreement provides a real foundation for the coming decades that we can both build on. It's a real win-win agreement for both parties.
And would you describe the talks as being convivial?
Any negotiation can get tough at some point, but I think what's really important is we're firmly aligned. And I think it's great to see many photos of the minister and Al Cook firm handshake on Saturday morning, demonstrating our commitment for the future.
And have these talks held up mining at all? Has mining been held up while you people have been talking?
No, mining hasn't been held up, but I think we've got to acknowledge there was some expectation around the industry. You're well aware this is an ecosystem, a global ecosystem. So I think there was some uncertainty, and I think that's why it's so important that we have demonstrated our partnership, demonstrated our alignment, which gives some real clarity for the whole industry going forward.
You know, De Beers also operates in South Africa. It's got the Great Phoenicia mine. It's in Namibia. It's in Canada. But how big and how important is Botswana to the group?
Yeah, so an important part, as you rightly said, that the government of Botswana is also a shareholder in De Beers. And Botswana has some two great mines, Arapa and Drenang mine. So it's an important part of the broader De Beers group and really focused on how we can work with the government of Botswana to really secure the future for the mine and the industry and to secure also our continued leadership role within the industry.
And so what, in your view, should be the biggest takeaway from this interview?
So I think my delight that we have alignment for the agreements going forward. It's been inevitably it's been quite a complex negotiation, but firm alignment between the two shareholders, firm alignment of the commitment of De Beers in Botswana, and absolutely setting us up for success and the Botswanan people for success in the coming decades.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Sarah Kalas, the Financial Director of the De Beers Group.